Does WrestleMania 41 seem underwhelming to some extent? The big thing is Cody Rhodes defending his title against a heel John Cena, right? A heel John Cena. And that's basically what it is because of Cena's heel turn, or at least it's been taken to another level because of that. But let's talk about everything else. Let's talk about the mid-card, right? What does WrestleMania 41 have for us in regards to the Intercontinental Championship feud? What does it have, in regards to the United States Championship feud? Let's delve into the Women's United States title and the Women's Intercontinental Championship title. Is there any feud? Is there any story? What about the tag team divisions of Raw and SmackDown? Broadly speaking, if it wasn't for Cody Rhodes and John Cena, what does WrestleMania 41 really have in store for us? Jay and Gunther? Okay, but how is the build so far? CM Punk versus Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins? Okay, but what is the build? Yeah, overall I'd say WrestleMania 41 seems underwhelming, and I will explain the reasons behind this in this video. But before that, guys, please do subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon, and check out my previous videos, predictions, thoughts, reviews, whatever it is. So yeah, let's continue with this video. So let's start from the bottom and move upwards. Let's start with the two title belts from the women's division, which was introduced quite recently. The Women's Intercontinental title and the US title. There is nothing there. Neither Chelsea Green nor Lyra Valkyria are part of any real rivalry or story. Chelsea Green wrestled Michin a bunch of times, and that's really it, and there's not really any feud. Lyra defended her title a couple of times, but again, there is no real feud or story. I was hoping that WWE would at some point do away with Chelsea Green's ditzy comical character and give us something more aggressive. Those of you who know of Chelsea Green from Lucha Underground would know what I'm saying. You'd understand what I'm trying to say here. When you put a title on someone, whether it's Chelsea Green or Lyra Valkyria, it needs to mean something, right? Something needs to change in terms of the dynamic, the characterization, and things need to be taken to another level. But it's unfortunate that that hasn't happened, and we are 4 weeks or 3 weeks, kind of like 3 weeks away from WrestleMania 41. Now let's talk about the Men's United States Championship. Shinsuke Nakamura won at Saturday night's main event around 100 plus days ago, and now LA Knight is once again the United States champion. What have we seen the WWE do with Shinsuke Nakamura? Nothing. They actually hurt the United States title's, journey towards WrestleMania 41. Now we are getting LA Knight versus Braun Strowman next week in a title match, after Jacob Fatu got mistakenly screwed by Solo Sikoa. Whether that was a mistake or not, I'll get to that, but where is the build, generally speaking, when it comes to the United States Championship? Why does the WWE do something and then backtrack or fail, in regards to Shinsuke Nakamura? What if they just kept the title on LA Knight instead of giving it to Shinsuke and built a story, man? And that would have hyped up the United States Championship, and you could perhaps just build LA Knight as someone who's much stronger. Now let's talk about the possibility of getting Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa. That's what they're kind of hinting at, for WrestleMania in regards to Jacob Fatu, that he'll be against Solo Sikoa. So let's say Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa officially fall apart in the next couple weeks, and that a match is announced for WrestleMania 41. I'll tell you right now, Jacob Fatu is winning that match. Solo has not been built properly. Yes, he was the tribal chief, but Jacob always overshadowed him and has won matches, while Solo has lost too many matches. Jacob Fatu is no doubt WrestleMania worthy, but Solo is not. So while it sounds nice to have a match between, the former tribal chief of the new bloodline versus, the enforcer, the build has not been done right. It's just not there. Plus, there aren't that many SmackDowns left, really, to build it, because, there hasn't even been a full-on, fallout between Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa yet. I don't even want to get into the tag team division. I'm sure there will be some multi-man ladder match, or something like that. Can we just reflect a bit on how the WWE creative totally screwed up the momentum of the New Day heel turn? That was a fantastic moment and very well done. But nothing else has happened since then. The WWE just fed off the heat for some time, but nothing in regards to, Big E and the fallout in general, no story build since the heel turn. Now the New Day is feuding with the Luchadors, Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. No idea what the plan is in, regards to that. Now, Jade Cargill versus Naomi. Now, this has not been officially announced yet, as a match, but, it definitely has some build, and I see that happening at WrestleMania 41. That should be fun, I'll give it that. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul, is also not officially announced, but I'm sure this will be a banger of a match. But again, not much of a build, right? But yeah, this match has the potential to just be a standout at WrestleMania 41. Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest seems just so random to me. Yeah, they have some recent history, but I don't know if this is what Drew McIntyre truly deserves as his WrestleMania moment. No disrespect to, Damian Priest. I love Damian Priest, but I think the issue is that the WWE originally seeded the idea of Drew McIntyre being the bloodline hunter. That was completely cancelled, yet seems so much more exciting. So things just kind of seem messy on this front. Generally, it just seems like the WWE didn't really plan out this road to WrestleMania much in advance. Usually we hear phrases like long-term booking, but things are just being put together, as we get closer to WrestleMania 41. So it just seems messy and kind of crazy. Originally, I felt we might get Braun Breaker versus Penta for the Intercontinental Championship match, but that just happened on Raw last night. So now we might be getting a multi-man match for the Intercontinental title. The issue here is that multi-man matches tend to lack depth, I feel. They're just spectacles, right? Could be a great match, but that's it. A fun moment, but that's it. If it is indeed a multi-man match, I feel Braun Breaker should retain the title. That would give the title the value it deserves, right? The Intercontinental Championship title man. Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. This has story, which is great. Both the guys have a long history as well. I can see this naturally being built upon even further and hyped in the next few weeks, due to just the history of these two men. This should be a great match with story, so that's positive, that's fantastic, I give that a thumbs up. I think the WWE is going to give us a triple threat match of Io Sky, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley. This should be a fun match, and yes, there is some decent build to this, I'm not gonna lie. Next week, we get Io Sky defending her title against Rhea Ripley, right? That has been announced on Raw. It's going to be a rematch for the Women's Championship with an added twist of Bianca Belair as the guest referee. I don't know the reason behind that. It just seems kind of random and gimmicky. Ultimately, I think the WrestleMania 41 match will be a triple threat match and a fun one. There is some build to, even if the guest referee match just seems forced. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I don't know why, man. Not very excited for this, honestly. Should be an okay match, a fun match, I suppose. But again, story-wise, I'm just not feeling it. I want Tiffany to pick up the win, but I don't think that's happening for some reason. I think Charlotte Flair is going to win this, but the point here is that the build has just been very mediocre. Nothing out of the box, just feuding, just back and forth, promos. Yeah, I don't know. The Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair match just doesn't really do it for me. Gunther versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. Well, it's basically a David versus Goliath match. I like the surprise of Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble. I didn't see it coming, and I like it when I get things I don't see coming, right? I like surprises. I like shocking moments, But the issue here is that the build has been quite mediocre. Gunther said that he is going to make Jey Uso's life a living hell. But just by giving him a choker every week? The issue is that there has been no depth here, up till Raw. I'm going to get to that, but so far, there just hasn't really been much depth to this entire Gunther versus Jey story going into WrestleMania. On Raw, thankfully, we got something different with Jimmy Uso's involvement. I feel Gunther will destroy Jimmy Uso next week on Raw. The rivalry between Jey Uso and Gunther needs to get more personal, and I feel that is a nice way to do that. Now, a big match. CM Punk versus Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. CM Punk and Seth Rollins have history. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins have history. Roman Reigns and CM Punk, not so much. Only kind of recently, right? I don't understand what any of these three men get, however, from a triple threat match. The segment on SmackDown received quite a bit of negativity, and I tend to agree. The WWE needs to build this so it makes more sense and the stakes are just higher. Speaking of which, the damn favor. We still don't exactly know what the favor is, that of CM Punk. On Raw, CM Punk did give a promo, and we learned through that promo that he is still thinking of a means of inserting himself in the main event, which obviously means the Undisputed Championship match, which means the Cody Rhodes versus John Cena match, which would be insane if that happens. That would be incredible. I'm not gonna lie, that would be something different, just to see how he does that and Rock's involvement, and obviously he's not gonna take kindly to that, John Cena is not gonna take kindly to that. So it'll be interesting to see how this works out, and how Paul Heyman will play his cards, because it's Paul Heyman who owes CM Punk a favor. So that is something to look forward to when it comes to the road to WrestleMania. Just now on Raw that happened. There's going to be a contract signing of this match next week on Raw, and I expect something to go down regarding the favor, man. I'm looking forward to that. WWE is generally moving things in a very slow pace. It seems like weak planning to me, broadly speaking, when it comes to WrestleMania 41. Obviously, you have Cody Rhodes versus John Cena, which is nice and big. You have this triple threat match. You have Gunther versus Jey Uso, and you saw a bit of improvement on Raw, right? But overall, it just seems, a little slow this year. Yes, we have 3 weeks left. I get that. So now let's talk about Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the WWE Undisputed title. It obviously goes without saying that this is the biggest match on the card. Cena's heel turn, like I already said, took things to the next level. Now, the issue here is actually different from the issues that the other matches are facing. Over here, it's all about how to sustain the build till WrestleMania 41. There are, I believe, 3 Raws left, if I'm not mistaken. Is Cena just going to cut a heel promo every week? Is Cody just going to cut a promo every week, against Cena, literally every week? So what else, right? Is The Rock going to make his presence felt? What now until WrestleMania 41 is left in regards to building the Cody Rhodes versus John Cena match? Cena and Cody don't really have a history, right? But their individual journeys are perhaps enough, right? Their individual stardom and Cena's heel persona is perhaps enough. The issue here is just keeping the fire ignited till WrestleMania 41. Maybe a bigger challenge compared to, any of the other challenges that the other matches are facing in terms of building. Building a rivalry and feud towards WrestleMania in the next 3-4 weeks can perhaps pose as less of a challenge than keeping the fire of Cena versus Cody ignited for the next 3 to 4 weeks. Either way, I'm least worried about this match because it's a big match, right? No doubt about that. And in Raw, I liked what happened, broadly speaking. Well, that's that, folks. This road to WrestleMania, indeed, just broadly speaking, is half-baked, rusted, confused, and messy, but still 3 to 4 weeks to go, and I wonder, if the WWE creative knows what to do. Regardless, I'm excited for whatever is in store. So, I live 4 hours away from Las Vegas. But to go to WrestleMania, I'd have to sell a kidney, which is obviously not happening. The prices are pretty insane. I mean, who pays for this? I honestly question this, right? It's crazy, right? Who pays for this? I mean, I would if I could, but it's just wild to imagine. Anyways, guys, that's that. Please do subscribe, like, share my videos, check out my previous videos, hit the bell icon for updates, and till next time, peace out. Bye.